Hello, welcome to Amok Studios. Today we're going to do a Cool Tool Tuesday, and it's a handmade tool. Today's tool is my handmade earring jig. So just some scrap wood. You might have all of these materials. A little piece of wood, some dowel rods in different sizes. And I've just drilled holes that fit and pushed the pegs in. This one is just nailed and glued in. Take some little brass nails that I've used for riveting and I put them in there. But I'll show you how this gives you a good consistent earring. If you struggle with trying to make your ear wires look consistent, or you're just tired of buying pre-made posts, this is a good way to get that more consistent look. I really like using this wood block because I can make notes on it. I can write the length of wire that I need for each ear wire. I can put the gauge that I want to use on here. If you wanted, you could go as far as to write down the order number for the wire that you like using for ear wires, and that way all that information is in one spot. So I can make 3 different ear wires on this. And here's the larger one. Makes a nice long. But then I can also take that same nail and only go around 1 peg. And then this one I just added this week. I used a little fatter dowel rod to get a nice round big loop. But I would just start off, I had used some bronze wire that I had laying around, and just figure out what length you need for each one, and then you can mark it on the block. I'm going to make a pair with this sterling wire, and I think I have just enough to do a pair of the shorter. Well, maybe I have enough for the big. Let's see. Oh, I do. Okay, so I'm going to make the bigger loop today. Next thing I want to do is file flat one edge. And then I'm going to make a loop. I like to then take my flat nose pliers, put it right on the inside of the loop, and then pull that up. And that'll be my starting point. Then we can put the loop over this first nail, and I've cut the head off of that nail. Lay it flat, grab the tail end and bring it around, and then you want to bring it in front of this other nail. And I like to grab it with the flat nose pliers, and then just bend it a little bit around that final nail. So now that I have this shape, I like to bring it over to a surface, hard surface to hammer on. I grab both ends and pull it in a little bit. And then I'm going to hammer just that top edge a little bit to work harden it, and it kind of gives it a little more of the shape that I'm wanting. I also like to flare out the little tail here. I just like the look of it personally. And then to finish off that tail, because it'll have some sharp ends, take a little pumice wheel and round it out. Here's a little closer look at the block and how I've put my measurements on here. And this long one wrapped around and came around the inside of this dowel rather than a nail. Take that off. Oh. And then you can see how that one goes around. If you ever have days, which I know you will, that you don't feel super creative or like you're getting anything done in the studio, this is kind of a nice project to do. Just grab your jig, some wire, and sit and make a half a dozen of each style, and then you've got yourself a little supply. And when you are feeling really creative and productive, you've got that one step already finished. Thanks for joining me in the studio this week. We'll see you later.